The pandemic has altered the film world a huge amount over the last year. I was quite familiar going into this project what would be needed. I felt really supported by the whole BARD team in helping make this a safe environment for everybody.
Stacey Menzies, our COVID safety officer, she made a beautiful COVID plan for the whole production with assistance from Jonathan and Sharon and the stage managers. They made a really good, robust, safe plan, and everyone followed the rules, everyone wore their masks. Safety is our #1 priority at Bar on the Beach, so it's like make sure everyone is socially distanced, following the guidelines, and yeah, all that wonderful stuff.
Everybody was, committed to working safely and efficiently together, and it was really great to sort of get beyond the limits of the pandemic and find a way to work.
It's a safety risk, it's a health risk, and I don't want anybody who's on my set to go home sick. I don't want us to be shut down because somebody wasn't wearing a mask. I take that very seriously.
Once we got into hair and makeup, we had these visor things, which felt kind of, or a little, definitely you had to get used to them. But that was much better because we had a bunch of distance between us and the plastic that was coming out. And so it wasn't as invasive and it didn't feel as bad. And we were lucky that we were able to do that. Everybody else had to wear masks in the heat wave, especially.
It got really hot on that 42-degree, I think it was it was the Sunday maybe, and Harveen was working in period clothing, so thick, heavy pants, thick white long sleeve shirt. She has this amazing long hair, which was adding a lot of heat to the situation. She had a jacket, and she was having to do this big emotional thing. So I was just like, how can I help? Where can I be? What do you need?
At a moment like that, when you're playing a scene like that, your whole body is kind of like alive and awake, and every cell is responding to the elements, to what's there. Like absolutely everyone was just so caring, constantly going around and going, what do you need? What do you need? Do you need water? Do you need a snack? Do you need this? Ice packs all around.
Gosh, it was so hot in there.
It was intense, hot, and like I could not breathe.
It was really tough for the crew who they'd be doing so much physical labor, like bananas amounts, and the rooms would be like toasty, and you'd have to turn off the air conditioning for sound, and the actors would be in like their 3-layered costumes, so that was tough.
Our backup plans didn't really work out so well for the heat, so we really just had to push through, and that meant really paying attention to signs of heat stroke and heat exhaustion.
The hardest part for I think anybody on set were the camera operators when they were having to do some of the longer shots.
You know, having a steady cam on the heat, like it's so much hard work, even without any heat. Like he gets so tired because it's like so heavy.
So safety was obviously #1, having spaces that were designated cool areas where we had lots of wind machines and ice packs were very necessary on those days.
And Sharon was our ice goddess. She was the one who was constantly coming through with baskets full of ice packs to keep us cool during the heat wave. I had a ice pack at my front and in my back.
Max would go to get Gatorades from any gas station he could.
Gosh, I think I had 4 Gatorades that day.
At one point, like 4 gas stations were sold out of Gatorade, so he got us all like vitamin water, and he got us like ice. And Sharon had this like system where she'd like give us ice packs that we could like stick on our bodies, and then would sanitize them, refreeze them, and then just like kind of rotate through it all.
We try to be, very environmentally friendly, but there was some plastic water bottles going around because, they're kind of used as cooling packs. And ice cream was very important, actually. So we got the people ice cream, and then people were happy. You got to keep them happy, keep them hydrated. Make sure they got those electrolytes from the Gatorade.
We had to decide whether we could shoot or not certain scenes and how we could shoot it. I would go outside and take photographs of where the shadows were to sort of see where there would be places that you could get out of the sun.
So instead of shooting it at high noon when we all would have melted, because you got to think about all of the tech, all of the people, all of the gear. So we shot it when the sun kind of went down a little bit in the evening.
We ended up with a bunch of tents outside, and we had umbrellas.
it just became a logistic thing where we realized, like, for example, there's a scene where she rides up on her bike and parks her bike and then goes into the stage door. That was on the west side of the building. So we shot that in the morning one day so that it would be, the sun was blocked from the other side. And then there was another shot that was at the back of the building. We had to wait for the end of the day.
The fact that we still managed to shoot as much as we did those days was a miracle. Like, it's a testimony to how hard people were working and how much they wanted to make this happen.
We pushed through, but we didn't let go of how important it is that everybody is safe, and we would stop. We took little breather breaks. We scheduled in stop breaks for people to cool down, to go inside the building, drink water, blow fans on people, get your levels normal again, and then go back and continue. It was just a committed team to get the work done and to take care of each other, which I thought was really awesome.
I think planning for COVID has become so secondary, like it's just like always in the back of the mind now. Everything gets planned around it, and we have to adjust certain things because of it. And the facilities we were at were closed primarily because of COVID. We may not have gotten this space if it wasn't for COVID, right? So I think the pandemic has definitely affected this project. It was made because of the pandemic. Otherwise, you would have been seeing this on the stage. So what a really interesting opportunity for the company and to go in a different direction and figure out how to still make things work.
That's the silver lining and the gift of this pandemic, is that it's given Bard an opportunity to do something that they've never done before, that they never probably would have even thought of doing before. And I think that will encourage many theater companies across the country to consider a new thing. And again, not to replace theater, because the whole point of theater is that it's live, and the mass of it, the scale of it is what is so magical and powerful of it. But just that, you know, in these times, that this is a way we can work, is create a movie. And how cool to take theater people and put them on set. And it's, like I said, a beautiful transition. It's happened so smoothly.